All right, it is fall, which means it's pinyon pine nut picking season. And we are up here in the Eastern Sierra in a pinyon pine forest. We're having some good luck already today. Found a few, got some more in the bag. These ones are looking pretty ready, nice and dark. And in fact, I'm finding some inside of the cones. So they haven't been eaten yet by the squirrels and other critters that are living out here. So we're gonna go out and scavenge a little bit and try to find ourselves a bag worth of pinyon pine nuts, take them home, crack them open, maybe roast them, see how they taste. So you can see here where the pinyon pine nut lives, inside of these little leaves. If you break this open, you see some of these still have the nut right there. So we're gonna take those guys out. And last time we went to do this, the nuts were already removed from all of the pinyon pine cones. But today, as I said, we're having some luck. And this one's looking like it's got plenty in it. These are really beautiful cones once they're opened up. Look at flower-like structure. This one's got 2 nuts right here on the top. By the way, you are allowed to scavenge these natural resources. I think it's something like a gallon worth of pinyon pine nuts, and over that limit you have to have some kind of permit. People do scavenge these for a living and sell them on the market, but obviously that's not our plan. Our plan is just to take them home and roast them and share them with friends. This area looks pretty promising. Lots of cones on the ground. This one clearly is far too old. This is a last season cone. I'll show you the difference between the new season and the last season. Where'd it go? So here is the last season. Crushes right in your fingers. So here's new season. And you can see these beautiful desert varnish colored seeds in there. Big difference. It does help to wear gloves to keep your hands from getting sticky, but I find it easier to peel open the cones with my bare fingers. So I will have to pay the price of sticky hands and having to figure out a way to wash it all off. So I have to believe that the native peoples probably lived right here in this very area. It's such a remarkable place. Right behind us, we have this gorgeous high Sierra peak. There are several creeks in the area, and by no means is there any shortage of food. Alrighty, did pretty good. I'd say we got at least a couple hundred of pinyon pine nuts. Looking forward to taking these home and cooking them up. So my hands are crazy sticky. So there's 3 things I'm gonna need to get them clean. DG, water, and olive oil. First thing I'm gonna do is just rub my hands full of this stuff just to get most of the stick off. Not bad. And then I'm gonna take some olive oil, and that should do the trick. All right, actually there is a 4th thing you need, and that is some good biodegradable soap to get the olive oil off your hands now. It's quite a process, isn't it? But I think in the end, once we cook up our pinyon pine nuts, it's gonna be all worth it. And there you go. So we are back from our pinyon pine nut collecting adventure, and today we're going to go ahead and roast these guys in the skillet. So as you can see here, we have about 1/3 of a pound. We have over here our cast iron skillet with our wooden spatula to stir, our scale, which we've just used, some water, so that way we can keep the pine nuts nice and cool and not burning, just in case. Of course, here we have some real Redmond salt. So we're gonna go ahead and start with medium. Needles and any rocks and other debris has mostly been cleaned out. There is some of the pitch that is still on the pine seeds. Having some of that actually is gonna add to the flavor. Our cast iron is feeling pretty hot, so I'm gonna go ahead and dump the pine nuts into the pan there, and we'll go ahead and spread them out nice and evenly. I'm gonna go ahead and add some water as well. We definitely want that water to evaporate. And now we're just making sure that we keep turning them until things are looking good. I think we'll do a couple of taste tests to see how things are progressing. I'm gonna go ahead and try to add a little salt. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That looks pretty good. Yeah, let's give it a stir. It's time to shut off the heat. The nuts are gonna keep cooking even when we take it off of the heat and leave them in the pan. So we're gonna go ahead and try one of our pinyon nuts here to see how it tastes. I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. The shell comes off real nicely. And there is our pinyon nut. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a taste. That nut was slightly crunchy, nice and warm, and I think I like where it's at. So I'm gonna take these guys out of the pan, put them on a plate or in a bowl. All right, guys, I just wanted to show you the final product. Here we have a nice hearty bowl full of salted pinyon pine nuts straight from the Inyo Mountains.